The Minnesota Vikings playoff push begins with a pair of primetime showdowns right here on KDLT. Coming out of their bye week, the Vikings will face Chicago and Green Bay on Sunday Night Football with their division and postseason playoff hopes at stake. First up, a date in the Windy City with the first-place Bears. Winner takes first in the division. Pretty cool moment for local football fans early.
Riley Reef, Iowa.
Tom Compton, South Dakota. Brian Witzman, South Dakota State.
A lot of beef on that offensive line from the Rushmore State. In the second quarter, Vikings down 3-0. It gets worse. Mitchell Trubisky, 18 yards to Anthony Miller. They're going to row the boat because they're up 14-0 at the break. Minnesota's defense was giving them a shot, though, to get this victory. In the third quarter, it's Anthony Harris with his second interception in the game. He'll return it deep into Chicago territory. It would set up the first of 2 field goals. Minnesota gets to within a score. It's 14-6. Viking defense was good. Chicago's better, primarily because of this. Eddie Jackson read Kirk Cousins like a book and takes it back 27 yards, 22-6 Chicago. The Viking offense finally would get going when they had to go no huddle. Cousins 13 yards to Aldrick Robinson. It's 22-14. After a Chicago field goal, Cousins does it again. 5 yards this time to Stephon Diggs, 25-20. So Minnesota has to get an onside kick for a shot to complete the comeback. Vinny Cunningham and the Bears snuff that out pretty quickly. Big win for the Bears. Tough loss for the Vikings as Chicago pretty much controls their own destiny in the NFC North. They take it 25-20. Both defenses actually forced 3 takeaways, but it's, of course, that pick 6 that basically was the difference in the ballgame. Vikings right back here next week on KDLT against Green Bay. That's at 7:20. Some other scores in the NFL this afternoon. Detroit upsets Carolina 20-19. Same story for Denver. They get a walk-off field goal to edge the Chargers in Los Angeles. A couple other interesting notes. Brian Maher, the son of Sioux Falls Superintendent Brett Maher, hits the game-winning field goal over the Falcons. And Adam Vinatieri with another record, his 210th career win. He passes George Blanda for that little bit of history. The USD volleyball team is 1 victory away from their first ever trip to the Division I NCAA tournament. To do it, though, they'll have to go through a team that's dominated the league, the Denver Pioneers. DU has been to each of the last 6 tournament championship matches, winning 5 and beating USD 2 years ago. And they'd have to do it on Denver's home floor, but they were off to a great start and up for the task early. Elizabeth Lotion with a pair of kills. The Coyotes take the opening set 26-24. After Denver took the second set, USD opens a 7-point lead in the third. Summit Player of the Year, Haley Dotseth, doing her thing with the kill. And that's when the 4-time defending champs show you why they're the 4-time defending champs. They go on a 10-0 run. Becca Latham, one of her 22 kills. Pioneers take it 25-19. They push USD to the brink, but they would come back from it. Taylor Wilson wouldn't let her team lose, batting down the loose ball to give USD the lead in set 4. Later, it's going to be Lotion off a great back set as the Coyotes win at 25-21 to push it to a winner-take-all 5th set where USD dominates. Wilson with the tip-in. She had a match-high 24 kills. USD brings it to set point at 14-6. And who else but the senior, our former athlete of the week, Dotson, to finish it. Her 17th kill sends USD to the NCAA tournament. They are the Summit League tournament champs. They win 3-2. What a great championship for Leanne Wilson and her crew. The selection show a week from Sunday on 7:30. The Coyotes will find out where they're headed. Another team in town playing football, they found out where they're headed this afternoon, although that's partially at the expense of the University of South Dakota.
It's one of the coldest football games in the history of South Dakota State football, and it's the South Dakota Showdown. Straw Jr. around the right edge, 25, breaks a tackle, 15, right seam 10, inside the 5, and he's in! Simmons will throw a middle blitz, got rid of it anyhow, and it's picked off. Return left side by Marshawn Harris. It's the same old story. It's a jet sweep to Cade Johnson, off the left edge, 15, inside the 10, angling near sideline, dives for the end zone. Give to Pierre Strong Jr. off the left edge, 30, 35, cuts right 40, left numbers midfield, 40, left sideline 30, he's inside the 20, and he's gone! Touchdown, Jackrabbits!
After finishing off their 10th straight win over rival USD, the South Dakota State football team knew they'd locked up a top 8 seed bye and home game in the second round of the FCS playoffs. The only question is where would they be slotted and who might they face?
South Dakota State Jackrabbits out of the Missouri Valley. Taryn Christian, Cade Johnson, great connection there on offense. Their 7th playoff appearance.
For the second straight year, the Jackrabbits watching at Dana J. Dykehouse Stadium as they're awarded the number 5 seed in the tournament. It's their 7th straight FCS playoff appearance and 3rd straight time they've gotten a seed. Shortly after that, it was revealed that they'll play the winner of Saturday's Towson-Duquesne game on December 1st at 2 p.m. Now, there's certainly work to be done, but it's a satisfying day for a program that many thought was going to take a step back after losing record-setting receivers Jake Winicky and Dallas Goddard.
It's just crazy how people just doubt us at our positions, thinking that we lost him, so they won't have nobody for him next year. But we really have depth.
A lot of pride in those moments. It's big to just be in the dance every year, especially this year. Just excited for the opportunity.
Unique thing about FCS is that there's a lot of football left to be played. As the bowl season at Iowa, it was a month of prep, month of practice before one bowl game. So I'm just excited to continue down the path with these guys that we've started on.
I love the fact that we have a week off. Number one, we get 2 Thanksgivings. I love to eat. Number 2, we need it for health. We really do. And so I think it's ideal for our team.
Who don't love to eat? Jackrabbits, again, will be off. They'll be back December 1st against either Duquesne or Towson. They did play Duquesne last year in the season opener, beat them pretty handily. So we'll see who they play and have plenty more coverage all week long. Finally tonight, in Vermillion, the Coyote women's basketball team welcomed NAIA St. Marion in the first quarter. This was everything you'd expect from a D1 team against an NAIA team. Kira Duffy with a nice turnaround. She had 15 points. It's 34-12 after a quarter. In the second, Coyotes kicked to Madison McKeever, who does Madison McKeever things. She hits the 3. It's 71-22 at the break. I don't think they're blowing that lead. And, Taylor Frederick would make sure they didn't. 12 points for her as USD wins handily, 112-52. Men's team, though, would lose to Air Force, and the Stampede win at Omaha. We're back in one moment.